My name is Joell, and I'm sitting here with Kevin Jordan from Jordan Portraits, and we're going to do a quick interview, about a minute hopefully, that we can put on social media, and it's going to cover his this pre-con class at the Carolina Photo Expo. The Carolina Photo Expo is 2 through 6 of August at Durham at the Sheraton Imperial. And Kevin, tell me a little bit about your class.
Oh man, it's going to be a great day. We got about 8 hours, and the class size is really small, so there's only about 25 people in there, which is going to make it really interactive. We're going to go over everything from marketing to design to my strategies of how I do a higher end studio and make more money for less time so that I have more time to play. And we're also going to be calendaring out and helping people with price lists and anything they need help with during that day. And we'll also have a hands-on shooting bay to do some lighting training as well.
Oh, a hands-on shooting bay also?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're actually going to teach them lighting also in that class?
We're going to do it all.
Amazing, amazing. I'm going to ask Kevin just a few questions that I have, and I wrote them down here. Basically, how long have you been in the PP&C?
I've been in the PP&C since I was a little fella. My dad was a president of PP&C, and so I used to run around there with him, and I've been in it pretty much all my life. Okay.
His dad is Ed Jordan, and Ed Jordan was one of the presidents at the PP&C. He's a past president there, the PP&C. And PP&C stands for the Professional Photographers of North Carolina. Let me ask you just a few more questions. How long have you been a full-time photographer?
I've been in it full-time for 18 years. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go into it, and for some of the reasons that you're hearing now, it's not a good market, the industry's dying, all these things. Way back then they were saying the same stuff, but it wasn't true, you know. So I went away from it and I came back to it, and it was true for a few years, but then I restructured things and have become very successful with it.
Let me see. How did you create your high-end business in a really poor area? And I'll preface that if you don't know what we're talking about, we're in St. Paul's, North Carolina. This is a rural city outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Me and Kevin's about 16 miles from each other, our studio to studio. However, I'm in a city, and he's actually out in the sticks. I think I ran across one light, one horse, and one town on the way to get here.
Yeah, it's a very small town. There's 2,500 people here, and the radius around this area, there's not much wealth. So I had to learn to reposition my company in a different way and learn how to, instead of sell photos, sell more of a furniture type of market to design spaces for homes. And that's what I'm going to be teaching in the class. And so it really was more a matter of me restructuring the way I do business than finding new clientele.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm going to tell you, I looked around the studio, and he has some incredible art. And that's what we call it here. We call it art.
Right.
Okay. He doesn't do pictures. Same picture perfect. You've been consulting for photographers and portrait artists now for several years. Okay.
Yep.
When you work with other photography business, what are some of the biggest changes they needed to make to be successful?
Well, most of the studios I work with, they've been in it for a little while, or they're just beginning. They're trying to get things resituated, but a lot of people know what to do already. They don't have time to stop the car long enough to change the tires, I guess.
And that's a good analogy. I like that, because I find even myself in my own business, sometimes I'm running around, like a chicken with my head cut off, and I know there's things I need to do to help my business out, but I don't have time to stop. Right. Just recently, myself, I just redid my website and my marketing brochures and some other things, and that's only because I had a little bit of downtime. Right. But other than that, if I didn't do it then, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to force yourself and you have to make time, and sometimes bringing in a consultant will make you be accountable for that day. Mm-hmm. And you can work with someone through the ideas, and they can help you implement things, and that's what I work with studios a lot. And we do anything from changing the way that they view their business all the way down to the way that they do their photography and digital work, wherever help is needed. And so,
who is your class for? Who is this workshop for?
Yeah, well, this workshop is basically for anybody who is in that position. Maybe you want to take a day and maybe you love everything that's going on, but a few tweaks would change your life, make you more efficient. The main reason that I teach in the industry is I want people to be as successful as they want to be with it, but I also want them to have a life. You know, I want them to have fun. And if you're not having fun outside of work, you're not going to have fun inside.
Absolutely.
And sometimes if you can restructure your business in a way that it's fun to do it, it's efficient, and you're making enough per client, then that carries over in all the aspects of your life and your family.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. I'm going to ask you maybe one or two more questions. What is the one thing that you think that most people will be able to take away from this class?
Well, I think the biggest thing you'll take away is looking at your business from another angle. We all grew up in the photography idea, but the magic of photography is kind of gone now that people all have cameras in their hand 24/7.
Right.
So we're having to take a little different look at it and present ourselves a different way to stand out, more as portrait artists selling artwork versus photographers selling photographs. And the way you go about selling art is quite a bit different than the way you go about selling photography. So learning that and then picking up a few tweaks along the way and maybe some lighting and, like I say, a little bit of everything.
With photography being a luxury item and money being scarce resources around here, what is one of the things that your client tell you, the reason why they went with Kevin Jordan Portraits and spent the money that they spent?
Yeah, well, like I said, again, it's not so much change of the client as repositioning my business. I'll give you an example. If I were to go into Walmart with $300 and I spent that $300 in Walmart that day, that's a good Walmart day. Corporate's happy with you.
Absolutely.
But if the same person, takes that $300 into a furniture store, what am I going to get?
A lamp.
A lamp. But I can't buy furniture.
Right.
So, but I'm the same person.
Right.
So reposition my company to be more of a furniture store, to decorate homes and create decor for walls than to create documentation photography.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you want to be reposition yourself in the market and earn more money and work less and go on vacation and in a small market or in a market where you don't think that you could do it, you need to take Kevin Jordan's class. His class is on the 2nd of August in Durham, North Carolina at the Sheraton Imperial during the Carolina Photo Expo. The Carolina Photo Expo is the 2nd of August to the 6th of August. We have a lot of great photographers coming here. Tony Corbell will be there. We have Kevin Jordan, of course, and Jen Lewis, and so many more. We also have some surprises. We'll tell you about that later on. But that's the place you want to be.
Yep.
Carolina Photo Expo, 2 to 6 August, and you want to take his class if you want to make some money.
See you there.
We are